Hey guys, all right, I'm going to show you how I cheated my full marathon, but I still ran all the miles. So this was my seventh full marathon. I started a training program about 14-ish weeks out that I totally botched. So when I was running the marathon, I had this feeling like, man, I have to share exactly what I'm doing because I feel like I've cheated without having all the training. I feel like I cheated. I feel like I felt just so powerful during the run. And so I started going through in my head, like, okay, what is it that got me here? Because it wasn't the training program. So it was the fuel, of course. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go through, not all the miles, of course, but when I started fueling, what that looked like. And I will put the description, or I'll put the links in the description below so that you can get information on the things that I used. And then go from there. So go ahead and take this time right now to hit like and subscribe. If you've seen my other videos, I try to put content out there just to help the average individual live an above average life. And so let's get right into it. So prior to marathon, this last marathon, for years, I learned about carb loading, right? You guys are probably familiar with carb loading, and there's so much information out there, and I really believe that you have to find what works for you. And I remember looking at carb loading like for a week out prior to the full marathon, and tried all of that. And then got to the point, so tried that and also tried like no carb loading and everything in between. Does that make sense? And again, I believe that we should try everything and see what works for us. And so, being that this was my seventh full marathon, I've ran lots of half marathons in between and all of that. And carb loading for me now is not something that I don't know, I feel like I need to do. However, the night before the race, my wife and I went and we had Chipotle. And I don't need to put that link in the description below. We had Chipotle. We had beans and rice. And I haven't personally, my wife and I haven't eaten animal products in over 8 years. So that would be considered like a plant-based diet. So we get a lot of our protein, or we get all of our, no, a lot of our protein from um, other sources other than meat, right? So we had beans, rice, and we eat lots of vegetables, and we have protein powder supplements, which I'm not going to put in here because that wasn't part of this here. That's part of my daily life. I can do that in a separate video. Um, so I just wanted to reference that so you know like how I fueled before the race. So that was really my only meal before the race was the night before. So I've done races prior where I've actually had a meal before the race as well. And days beyond, let's say 6 years ago, I would carb load before the race as well. That would be like maybe a bagel with peanut butter, a peanut butter and jelly bagel with banana, or sweet potato, something like that, and fuel up that way. And again, tried lots of different things. This is what works for me currently over the past handful of full marathons over the past 6 years. Try to do one a year. It didn't work out that way because of the thing that happened that shut everything down. So we missed a little bit in between there, my wife and I. But I think in the past 6 years, I've ran five, 4 or 5. And with those 4 or 5, I just carb load completely different. So back at it. So the night before, bean and rice burrito. Do I have anything else in there? I think I just had some salsas, some lettuce. No, I didn't even have lettuce. I want to stay away from fiber. It wasn't lettuce, it was something else. Shit. It was mainly beans and rice though. Beans and rice burrito. Um, the following morning before the race, again, I used carb load, no carb load. So what that looked like for me was, of course, water. I have water every single day, first thing in the morning. Had this combination here, which is these are drinkable ketones, and this one here is the Black Label Unleashed. So there's different kinds that you can get, and again, I'll put the description down below. But the Black Label Unleashed Black Label version of these, there is 30% more ketones and caffeine in these packets than the regular packets. So, so this was on the way down to the race. Had this and mixed it with some Mitoplex. Again, I'll put this down there. This is an upgraded electrolyte. So just mix these together. Actually, I had I think an orange flavor that I mixed with this grapefruit flavor and had that as my fuel source in the morning. Okay. Started the race. Ran the race without a Camelback. I've ran with and without in the past. And in the past few races, I've gone without because I've had races that had an adequate amount of water stations, water and fueling stations, right? So lots of water stations on this. We just ran the Surf City Marathon in Huntington Beach. So lots of water stations, lots of fueling stations. Grabbed water when I need it, right? And not a lot of water, just some sips. So going through grab water as I needed. It wasn't until mile 8 that I had my first supplement, right? My first fuel source supplement of the race. So I had mile 8. I don't remember what flavor I had. It doesn't matter, but these are called Elements, and I'll put the description down below. But these are basically electrolyte mix, essential minerals. I don't know if you've ever had these before, but when you have these, you feel it immediately, just like these. So if you're not familiar with these put you actually, these are drinkable ketones, so elevates the level of ketones in your blood that you already have from fasting the night before. So you fuel from ketones, right? The salts added on top of that keeps that process going until you introduce sugar or carbs, right? So this was at mile 8. And then mile 13, this is the regular ketone product. Like I told you, like this was the Unleashed version. The black label had 30% more. This is the regular version, which most people typically have. Like when you go to order some of this stuff, it's mostly just the regular packs, which again, these are drinkable ketones to elevate the level of ketones in your blood to a level that actually matters and makes a difference. So mile 13, this was my fuel source. Going on from there, I believe it starts to get a little bit blurry when I get to about 16 and a half is when we made the turn. You can see the finish line. You can go straight with the half marathoners or turn. And so we turned to do the full marathon. And I want to say, so I took a total of 3 of the elements. I had my ketone packs, so I didn't have any more of those. And I'll save what else I did at the end. They were giving out, I'm not going to say what this one is, but they were like these goos, right? These goos, and they were caffeine and protein goos. And I'll put the link to what those were. I just didn't have any here in my house. So prior to fueling with salts and ketones, we fueled with carbs and like goo chews and things like that. And the issue that I was having was like gut issues. Like it just started to really hurt my stomach after a while from too much of this stuff. This was really like the only fuel source on the course that I was using. So I've learned not to do that anymore. However, I still like these. So if you're a distance runner or you're doing any kind of endurance and you feel like, man, I want that sugar, these goos are, I think these are really great fuel sources if you don't overboard on them, right? So I had, after my mile 13, I believe I had a goo, then made the turn, mile 16 and a half, had another salt, and then I want to say it was around 21 is when I had about when I had about 5 miles left to go. I had these here. I took one of these with me, and what I did is I actually took 2 of these, uncapped them, poured the other ones. This is powder in here. This Radline is another ketone supplement, and it's called Extreme Sport. and it has hydration in here along with some other ingredients, which again, I'll put in the details down below. But I put two of these together and then capped it back up. And I was able to put all of my stuff, which was basically just this and this, in my little pocket in my shorts, in the reverse kangaroo pouch in my shorts. It didn't take up that much room. I thought this was going to be really bulky, but I was able to put one in there just fine with my other stuff. But like I said, I put two of these together, and then I had this at the very end, the turn coming back to go 5 more miles. And so what you do with this is you just uncap it. It's got the powder in there, fill it up with water from the water station, take it back. This flavor here is orange creamsicle. It's amazing. It tastes really good. I wish I had like a big cup of it. Like I was running. I was so like, I'm ready for that. So I had that. In my pocket, I had two more of these. And I was just like, if I need it, I'll use it. If I need it, I'll use it. And so coming back, I want to say it was around mile 24, mile 24-ish, is I popped another one of these to push me through to the end. So all of that being said, now also on the course, which I didn't take with me, it just so happened there was people who had some like half banana or quarter bananas, had some orange slices. I did grab a quarter banana. That was somewhere around mile 14, 15. And then also the oranges, I had two little orange wedges at mile like 23-ish, somewhere around there. So I know it was kind of like all over the place with this, but as you're listening, just compare it to your own full marathon experience. Or if you haven't done one, like if you haven't done a full marathon, and you can take like what I'm putting here and go down into the descriptions down below and just click on some of that stuff and read about it, maybe get familiarized with it. You can order some of it. You can train with it. That's what I would do. So I train with all of the stuff except for these. I don't train with these. I used to, I just don't anymore. But I do train with ketones and salts for sure. And the Radline for sure. We have it. We've been using this stuff for 6 years. And it's changed the way that I run. It's changed the way I work out. There's just so much science that supports the direction that I want to go for my body composition goals. So again, hit like and subscribe on this if you want more videos like this. Check down the links below, and then comment below how many marathons you've ran. And do you carb load? Do you not carb load? Are you like open for ideas like lost, I need help? Anyways, I'll put some links down in the description below that'll hopefully guide you to get you a better experience or a great first experience on your extended run, whether it's a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, a full marathon, or an ultra. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you soon.